What's up, y'all? This is Mike Manzer with another Manzer Faust Productions video, and I'm on here, so that must mean one thing. We got a Vinegar Syndrome package, this time for July, and yeah, I went kind of crazy this month. We had a big week of halfway subscriber sale. Sort of a summer sale in the beginning of the month. Hopefully, if you weren't already a subscriber, you signed up during that time. And if you were already a subscriber, yeah, picked up some extra goodies. I loaded up on some stuff I had missed out on before. And tried to get a few things. There's a couple of things I didn't get in time, so they'll be coming next month. Next month is probably going to be another gigantic package. So, always something to look forward to. Alright, so let's get started with some AGFA titles. First up, we got Jungle Trap paired up with Run Coyote Run. Nice little slip. I'm surprised these still exist, man. Like, somehow these AGFA titles don't really sell out too quickly, especially the older ones. From what I remember hearing about this, it's kind of a hit or miss. This is shot on video. I believe 2 shot-on-video films from James Bryan, also famous for directing Don't Go in the Woods, ... Alone, and Renee Harmon as a producer, also known for Lady Street Fighter. Really into a lot of these shot-on-video films. Now you got Bleeding Skull and VHShitfest and Saturn's Core releasing a bunch of them. I'm going to talk about all 3 of those labels coming up in this video. But, you know, I like digging into these, and James Bryan's interesting. I definitely love Don't Go in the Woods Alone, which is an absurd freaking movie. But, yeah, looking forward. I've always seen this for sale, so wanted to finally pick it up. Jungle Trap and Run Coyote Run. Up next, one of these triple features from AGFA. Blood-A-Rama triple feature. I'm not huge. I get why they do these kind of slipcovers. They've done a lot of them recently. I'm just not really the biggest fan. Something about it just kind of turns me off, but I don't know. It is what it is. I like this image a lot better. Very cool. We got Help Me I'm Possessed, Night of the Strangler, and Carnival of Blood. All these are from between 1970 and 1974. You also got, you know, your mashup kind of special features that AGFA tends to do, so this should be a lot of fun as well. Trying to get caught up on a lot of the AGFA titles I did not grab before. Next we got Pathogen. Love this slip. And another thing that AGFA tends to do is these like back covers almost look like a VHS tape. I kind of like those. This is along with Bleeding Skull, one of their early collaborations. So Pathogen is a film by Emily Haggins, who was 15 at the time making this. So it's kind of a backyard, thrown together teenage zombie, like Contagion kind of film. So it looks very cool. You got a couple of shorts. You got Killer from 2007, and you got another bonus movie, Zombie Girl, the movie from 2009. I'm guessing those are both, yeah, one of them's directed by the director of Pathogen. So, yeah, always a good time. Looking into these, like, kind of like weird backyard, very blue collar, you know, it's a teenager making this. So it'll be interesting to see early on in their filmmaking what they're able to come up with. Probably scrounging together some friends and some cheap props and effects and stuff. I love this kind of shit. So looking forward to digging into that. And the last of the AGFA titles, I did not dig really into this one. From what I'm seeing, it was made in Tucson. This is the Black Crystal. And yet another kind of gimmick they do on these slipcovers is they have these kind of newspaper articles or like kind of advertisements on the back as well. Really cool. So this is from 1991, directed by Mike Conway. And it seems like it's kind of like he's like a jack of all trades, writer, director, producer, editor, composer, kind of threw everything together. You got some interviews and bonus VHS version of the film. So this looks fun. You got a kind of action horror vibe going. So didn't really look into that too much, but I've been seeing it on the site for a minute. The girl with the shotgun on the cover kind of looks like Julia Louis-Dreyfus from Seinfeld, so that's kind of funny to me. Can't really see it. Apologies for my lighting. Okay, up next, Bleeding Skull. This is the third release. I have bought all of these, and they've been really solid. I really enjoyed the Sereno. I can't remember how you say his name, but they put out a compilation of all of his like shorts and feature-length films. And now we got Way Bloody Stone. This looks like a lot of fun. This is sort of a... I guess this can kind of go along with Night Chills that was released by Saturn's Core, which is a kind of shot-on-video film talking about like Dungeons and Dragons kind of stuff. Maybe kind of playing off the success, if you want to call it that, of Mazes and Monsters, is kind of propaganda scare film against Dungeons and Dragons, starring an early Tom Hanks performance. It's wacky. It's fun for what it is, but this looks like it's a lot more. This is $2,000 in the Enchanted Forests of Florida, as it says on the back. And you kind of got some like wacky, it looks like playing out some LARPing, some role-playing in this as well. So it looks like fun. I've been really into these Bleeding Skull releases. I love Bleeding Skull, you know, back to when they were purely like a magazine. Really cool stuff. They've done a lot of cool stuff with AGFA. Did they do Black Crystal? No, that was just AGFA on their own. So, yeah. Really excited to dig into that, as usual. Alright, now we got some Factory 25 titles. We got Ape. I love this, like, slipcover with the back. It almost looks like sheets of acid. That's a lot of fun. I love this main cover, too. Factory 25 releases a lot of, like, different types of stuff. I really love their documentaries. Even before they became a OCN partner label, I was familiar, even though I did not realize who they were. I was familiar with some of their releases on DVD and maybe a few on Blu-ray and such, but this looks like a real good time. Comedian and pyromaniac, sort of like a character study and a guy kind of losing his mind, and you know, workaholic, how it can break you down completely and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, definitely had to go for that. Next, I guess they sent a replacement disc with this, which is interesting. We got Summer of Blood, again from Factory 25. Kind of like that slipcover art. So this is, I guess, a comedy. It is from 2014. Don't know much about it. Like I said, didn't look into it. I love that imagery. I don't think this is an animated film, but that looks pretty fucking cool. So, yeah. Looking forward to digging into this. I think you got kind of like a vampire, or sort of like a upper class society being consumed by the lower class, or maybe vice versa. I don't know. Looking forward to digging into that. And last, from Factory 25, we got Superior. Don't know much about this one either. It feels like it's sort of a... Okay, so we got like two sisters kind of going on a... I guess like a killing spree or something like that. I don't know. Looks pretty cool though. Definitely gonna have to dig into that. And you know, like in getting all these Factory 25 titles, they're all pretty interesting. Alright, up next, we got Gunpowder and Sky, and I was not, like, sure if I really wanted to get this. This cover is actually kind of cool. But I'm not really a giant Terrence Malick fan, but from what I've heard about this, it's a great, like, tester to, like, try out your 4K setup. And, yeah, I don't know. It was the only 4K I did not already have during their sale day. So, yeah, picked up Awaken. Kind of like that cover. Ooh, she dances. So, yeah. Guess this is a, well, it's Terrence Malick and the guy who did the Quatsi documentary series, which I'm a big fan of. So we probably got some kind of technology and how it affects humanity, or relationship with such, and everything like that. So yeah, very, very cool. This could be a lot of fun. Just a gorgeous looking disc, I'm sure. So gonna have to watch that and post my thoughts at some point. And also from Gunpowder and Sky, we got Her Smell. Sort of a female rock star, maybe sort of looks like an early 90s sort of L7 and Hole, Bikini Kill, that kind of stuff. Cool, like, slipcover imagery. Throwback to, like, 90s, like, magazines and stuff. And you got this throwback to an old, like, psychedelic kind of early 70s, late 70s sort of concert promo poster. Yeah, 80s, 90s punk rock star, superstar, and yeah, these are a lot of fun. So can't wait to dig into that. Kind of excited about this. Trying to go quickly because I got so much to talk about. There's like 26 releases here. Up next, from Music Box. I don't have a lot of Music Box titles, but the few I do, I enjoy immensely. I really dug last month's release of Ennio, the Ennio Morricone documentary. And here we got Sylvio. I watched the trailer for this, and it looks bizarre and fun and kind of weirdly heartwarming, it's saying. So yeah, I'm kind of interested in diving into this. You got Norman Rockwell by way of Pee Wee Herman. So it's a guy dressed up as like this gorilla. I guess he does like the weather or some kind of segment on his local news and Baltimore. And he's kind of like a, he's got a fame on his local TV and kind of his like struggles with work and personal life and all that kind of stuff. But it's a guy dressed up as a giant ape the entire time. Interesting concept, I gotta say, but I'm looking forward to digging into it. Looks like a lot of fun. And definitely that experimental, like, off-the-wall, unhinged kind of filmmaking is always, like, my kind of bag. Hell yeah. Up next, the newest from Saturn's Core, we got a double feature with Living a Zombie Dream and Kitty Killers. Okay, not the greatest slipcover of all time, but it does its job. Very cool. I'm not sure if this one comes with a booklet. It does look like those kind of type releases that they have done. This is from Todd Reynolds. Where is this out of? Out of Springfield, Missouri. So it looks like you got a zombie film and kind of like an over-the-top action crime kind of thing going on. Very cool. Love Saturn's Core. It's still in the press. I got like 6 or 7 releases before I have their entire slate on the OCN. But yeah, awesome. Umbrella, another label I haven't picked up a lot from. But this looks crazy, almost like a Terry Gilliam type of thing. We got Spirits of the Air, Gremlins of the Clouds. That looks sick. Very cool slipcover imagery. Hell yeah. And Umbrella, so you know it's going to be sort of a Ozploitation classic. This is from 1988. Got some stars from Dead End Drive-In. Debut feature from Alex. So he did The Crow and Dark City. So yeah, I'm definitely into this. You definitely got some dystopian, futuristic, almost like Mad Max looking kind of imagery in this from what I'm seeing on the back. Very cool. I love Dark City, so this is going to be a blast. Okay, from this is another new one from VHShitfest, who I've also been buying most of what they got. I got like 2 titles I missed, but still trying to grab those. So this is Lost Prophet. You got a cool little, like, almost stark black and white, almost noir style. This is a film by Michael D'Avila. I guess this is from, it does not say, 1991. You have the original VHS cut from Beta SP. And got an interview. Not a ton. You got a nice commentary. So this is almost like a kind of dreamscape crime. Got a bit of like witchcraft and supernatural elements to it. Highly atmospheric and impressive debut you get from Film Threat, the quote. So yeah, very cool. It's all in black and white, has that kind of stark look to it, so definitely very cool. And like VHShitfest has had this like run of like very interesting stuff. I did watch Game of Pleasure and thought that was very cool. It's a very overdone concept, but they did all right with it. Killer video game kind of vibe. And now we got a Yellow Veil, another company I've kind of just slept on. But this looks pretty intense, almost like a war film. Looks like World War I believe. This is Foxhole. Great imagery on this slip. Okay, this might be... Oh, so this goes through 3 separate wars. You got the American Civil War, World War I and Iraq. Crazy. So probably a meditation on war and so forth from 2021. I believe it's American. Crazy. Very cool. Yellow Veil is another one of these labels that seems to be all over the place. I would kind of compare them to XYZ in their kind of meditations on like character as through like mental illness and abhorrent sexualities and stuff. It seems like Yellow Veil dives more into like a psychological kind of bit of giallo kind of vibes. Definitely a lot of great international fare, new and old. So yeah, looking forward to digging into that. I also picked up a shit ton of Vinegar Syndrome back titles, so I'm just going to go through those real quick. We got from Larry Cohen. This is from 1984, Perfect Strangers. Love that artwork. Yeah, I love Larry Cohen. Interested in digging into this. Definitely like an 80s, like kind of De Palma-esque vibe I'm getting from it. You got people from Liquid Sky, Smithereens, Scanners. Very cool. And one I don't know anything about. Just picked it up because I did not have it. I don't remember. So this is from the director of Slugs, Juan Simeon. I don't know. Tried. This is from 1982. So one of the earlier releases from Vinegar Syndrome to dive into the 90s, but looks pretty interesting. Got sort of a Lovecraftian, at least inspired with some Euro horror. So that should be good. Got a few with slips still. Killer's Delight. I've seen this poster like a million times in different places. I remember it shows up in one of Joe Begos' films. That's a cool image as well. This is from 78. So this is definitely like their typical fare, at least at this point, when Vinegar Syndrome was cranking out a lot of this great 60s through 80s kind of cult cinema. Yeah. Don't really know much about this one either, but I've always seen it on the site, so want to grab it. Looks really good. Heard good things. This is another one I've heard a lot of really great things about. I'm guessing it's kind of like a neo-noir sort of vibe from 84. Maybe a little bit of slasher. It says Hitchcockian. Shell Grave. I've heard a lot of cool stuff about this, like this slipcover art. Here it is again. Yeah, 84. Yeah, it seems to have a lot of different influences going through. This says Hitchcockian thriller with very strong slasher tendencies. Very cool. Can't wait to dig into that. One I avoided for a long time. Didn't hear a lot of great things about this, but it was the one of these box sets that I had not picked up yet, and wanted to grab something the day it was on sale. So got this Camille Keaton in Italy set. Cool little use of the eyes. So we got Madeleine, Tragic Ceremony, and Sex of the Witch which I have seen that same image done on like 20 different fucking releases. So, who knows? It comes off as like a lot of sort of giallo, I'm guessing. From what I've heard, a couple of these Camille Keaton only makes a small appearance in. But whatever. The giallos are growing on me, because I know the last few of the forgotten giallo box sets, 3, 5, and 6, really blew me away. I thought they were incredible. So yeah, maybe it's growing on me, so I'm interested in digging into these 3 films, and it, you know, crosses another one of these box sets off my list. I think I have them all at this point. I don't have the box for the Amityville one. I just have the films, but good enough. All right, we got Wolfpack, one of the many at this point still VSAs that I do not have yet. Gonna have to go on eBay or something to grab a bunch of these VSAs I don't have yet, but this looks pretty cool. You got kind of like a juvenile delinquent film from the 80s, sort of looking at high school, sort of this fascist, dystopian kind of look at varsity football and high school sports, everything like that. So, yeah, and I've heard it's got like a musical number in it or something. Some weird stuff going on with this. So, yeah, this looks kind of crazy. So, looking forward to digging into that. Maybe I'm thinking wrong about the musical number. I don't know how that's going to work, but we'll see. So now we got the newest. This is number 6 on the Cinématographe. Never going to get that down. I just keep fucking that up. We got Last Embrace. Very cool. Sort of a... this looks like another neo-noir, which is great because I've been really digging into a lot of these. Starring Roy Schneider. This is directed by... God damn it. Jonathan Demme. Silence of the Lambs. Tons of other stuff. Yeah, love this label. And, you know, Roy Schneider, never... so you got a radically tinged espionage thriller. This is in 4K UHD, so it's going to look gorgeous. And they haven't disappointed me yet. I'm one of the few people that really loved last month's Dangerous Game. Really cool. So this is a big deal for me. I've had this on DVD for a long time. Probably gonna keep it because the DVD is kind of rare. And everyone knew this was coming. The last few months, they released a ton of stuff from this kind of filmmaker or filmmaking team. They released Revenge, which is a sequel to this, and they also released The Ripper. I did not get into The Ripper. I kind of see what everyone's saying about that one. It is a slog, and Savini's just there. It doesn't seem like he's got his head in the game as much as other things. I got my own problems with Savini. Moving on, before I burn myself alive. This is Blood Cult. I guess the reversible probably has the original artwork, but I like that. This is commonly known as the first movie made for the home video market. It was advertised as such from 1985. This is one of the biggest shot-on-video titles up there with Boarding House and Video Violence, Truth or Dare sequels, all that kind of stuff. You always hear it brought up in that kind of conversation, and it's a weird one. It goes very slowly. Really, hit or miss with people whether they enjoy it. I like the parts that stand out. I think the acting's really solid. This and 555 kind of fall into a similar, like, this is less of a police procedural, more of like kind of just suspense and stuff. But you got the the titular blood cult, this kind of cult. I don't know what else to really say about this, but I'm interested in seeing what they do with it in this Blu-ray. Degausser's been doing some really cool stuff as well. And it's good to see Vinegar Syndrome following the footsteps of a lot of their partner labels and releasing some really great and well-known shot-on-video films. Well overdue to have a nice copy of Blood Cult, even if you're not a huge fan of it. Alright, so, and now finally on to this month's Vinegar Syndrome titles. I love Vinegar Syndrome, man. I'm one of the only people that really praises a lot of their releases. This is a movie I've never been a fan of. Maybe it'll grow on me this time. I'm feeling optimistic. But man, I've never been a fan of Reptilicus. Danish sort of kaiju film from, I believe, 1961. So this is pretty early. This is only like 3 years after the original Godzilla. Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous. I don't remember enjoying it. I've seen it a few times, and each time I've always found it kind of laughable and amateurish. Maybe I'll get a little bit more out of it. It's in 4K. I know I really enjoyed Gorgo last year, which was a British kaiju kind of effort. Really enjoyed that one. So maybe this one will grow on me. I know it's way overdue for a 4K upgrade. The Shell Factory, from what I remember, was not great. But yeah, so maybe I will finally get into Reptilicus. We'll see. But these other ones I am definitely psyched for. Let's get into this one first. This is another Category 3 Hong Kong film. 2 Hong Kong films. We got Chinese Torture Story 1 and 2. Torture Chamber Story. They always have these ridiculous titles. Great slip art. These are from 1994 and 1998. More over the top, crazy Hong Kong Category 3 shit. I'm always down with it. Trying to get a bunch of these watched because I never had access to them before, and I really have a lot of fun with these. I don't know if any of these have Anthony Wong. Yeah, it looks like they do. Just going through it real quick. Wong Jing, you got a documentary, a little video essay about him. You got a couple of alternate cuts of the films. Yeah, very cool. Doing a lot of releases of these like martial arts and other kinds of Hong Kong films. Good to see them get back to these Category 3s. We need more of these Category 3 releases to come out. It's always exciting. And one they've been talking about forever. It's been delayed quite a few times, but we finally got it. We got Intrepidos punks. Look at that, man. You got the punk rock and Vengeance of the Punks, which I guess is probably a sequel. you got Mad Max, you got punk rock, you got crazy biker shit. Oh yeah. So this is sort of Mexican punksploitation. Who directed these? Francisco Guerrero. I am not sure what else they have done, but yeah, definitely psyched on this finally coming out. It looks great. Looks like a shit ton of fun. And a lot of these Mexican and Spanish punk rock sort of genre mashups have been coming out. I know there's a bunch of these like kind of films on Criterion Channel right now about a Mexican punk gang. So yeah, this is gonna be fun to dig into. So yeah, Intrepidos Punks and Revenge of the Punks. Very cool. So yeah, and that'll do it for this month's gigantic haul. So yeah, I'm, might come back soon with a couple of stopwatch and listens. I have noticed that I should not promise anything at this point because life comes first. My mental health comes first. And a lot of times I'm not in control on where that's going. So apologies that I'm not on here as often as I used to be. This year has been up and down like crazy. My head's not in the right place. But yeah, that being said, if you watch any of these films, if you have any comments on these films, you want to talk about what you grabbed during this massive week of sales, you want to talk about what you... if you got the subscription back in January or if you got it in July, let me know. If you're interested in the, if you picked up the Severin sale, anything during the Severin sale, I did. That is coming soon. Once that package comes, I'll do an unboxing for that, trying to get back into Severin a bit. Been slacking the last few years on their releases. Put it all down there in the comments, and let's talk about some of these films. What do you like? What do you don't like? What do you disagree with me on? What do you think I should really more focus on with these releases? And more so, like, what would you like to see down the line once everything kind of gets figured out in my old mental state? What do you want me to see me talk about? Gonna try to bring back some more music-based conversations and stuff. Just trying to get back on track with a lot of the stuff that I've been working on. Like and subscribe if you have not yet. If you want to find me on social media, which is where I'm really spending a lot of time these days. Not so much like reading up on what's going on. I'm trying to ignore a lot of that. But really just, still doing a lot of photography, focusing on, being active, doing a lot of exercising and everything like that, trying to get the head in the right space, been going to a lot of shows. There's a lot of shows coming up in August and October, so that'll give me a lot to talk about on this channel in the future, so look out for that. Yeah, a lot of exciting things happening, so if you want to find me on social media talking about that stuff, I am on Instagram as the Hordes of Manzerfaust, and that'll about do it. So yeah, this is Mike Manzer with another Manzerfaust Productions video, and as always, stay fucking metal.